session, mathematics. I'm Teacher Mvanga. So today we are looking at a topic called computers. So under computers, by the way, these videos, they are exam based, so it's not everything throughout, but we're just getting the main points for the grade 12s who are sitting for the examination in this corona period of 2020. Okay, so a computer is simply a device that isn't work. That means a computer will help you to work out any problem that you want to sort out. Be it a mathematical problem, it can help you how to find so many problems. For instance, if you want to find the area of a triangle, a computer can help you to do that. That is under logarithms. So that is on a computer. You just have to follow some rules and some sets of instructions. Just have to instruct the computer to say, I punch this, I punch the BDs, I punch the height, bring me out the answer, display the answer. So that's what a computer can do. So that is, the computer is a device that isn't work. Then under computer, you should know the flow chart. Under computers, you should know the pseudocode. So that is what is the flow chart? The flow chart is basically the flow of symbols that contains instructions, or that shows instructions on how to solve a problem. Okay, so a flow chart, it's a method that will show you how a problem is going to be solved by following step-by-step instructions. Then a pseudocode is simply the flow of words. The flow of words that shows instructions on how to solve a problem. So that is, a pseudocode is simply the instructions, step-by-step instructions on how a problem can be solved. Any problem in mathematics, it can be under sequences and series, it can be under mensuration. A pseudocode will help you to do that. A flowchart will help you to do that. Okay? So final exam, if they give you a flowchart, they give you the flow of symbols. They want you to turn a step-by-step instructions, which is in symbol form. They want you to write in word-by-word in instructions form. If they bring a pseudocode, that means they've brought step-by-step words in words, instructions given by words. Then they want you to write a flow chart. That is, they want you to show step-by-step using symbols on how a problem can be solved. Okay? So now we are done. We are going to symbols that are used under computers. So allow me to wrap so that we can continue. Okay, so now we are looking at symbols used. Symbols used. There are some symbols that we need to know under this topic called computers. Okay, so now we have this symbol, which looks like that. If you don't have this symbol, we can also have the circle form. So in this symbol, they represent start or begin, stop or end. So this and this is one and the same thing. They represent start, meaning where you see this symbol or that symbol, you have to use the words. These, they can be turned into the word start, they can be turned into the word begin, they can be turned into the word stop, into the word end. So it's just English here. Start goes with what? Stop. Begin goes with what? End. Okay? So these are the symbols that we are going to be used in the pseudocode or in the under computers to solve a problem. So if I begin with a any problem will be starting with, let's say I begin with a begin, then I will end with simply an end. Okay? So if I begin with this symbol, I say start, I begin to solve any problem in mathematics, construction, any. Then I will end with the stop, same symbol. So it wouldn't be fair. You say start, then you write end. Let's just do English rules and the like. So those are the symbols. Now, apart from this symbol, we can face another symbol, which is the symbol. So this symbol represents enter. If it's not enter, then you can have what we call input. Input. So that is what that symbol represents. Remember, when you have the input, you should also have the output. So we also have another one. So this is the rectangle symbol shape. We have this one. It's a parallelogram. Parallelogram. This is used for output or display, meaning you are bringing out the information. So the rectangular one is used for enter or the input. The parallelogram one is used for the output or the display. So now, sometimes they are used interchangeably. This one can be used for the enter or the input, but strictly that one for the enter or for the input, that one strictly for the output or the display. But sometimes they puzzle me out as well. Exam, you find that they have used this one for enter, they've used this one for the display. Okay, so we'll get to know how they can be used and when that can be done. The other symbol that we must know is the arrows. So the arrows, they show these arrows. The arrows will show you the flow direction. So these ones are arrows. They are used for directions. They will point the instructions. Okay? So all these will be having arrows to say after begin you must enter, or after you enter something you must display. They'll say display whatever it is, whether display volume, display a message, and so on and so forth. So the arrows will be used for direction, the sequence of how something is moving. Okay, so let's look at the last symbol, which is we use for decision making. So that is the last symbol that we are going to look at. So allow me to wrap this. Take note of them. So now, when you look at that's the last symbol that we are going to do. That one will fall under the same thing. The pseudocode fall under the same thing. Flowchart. Alright, so that symbol is for decision. It is called decision box. So that symbol is a decision box. Now there are quite a number of things that you need to take note in the decision box. So in this decision box, it will have two directions. A decision is about yes or no. So it may have this one, may be a yes. It may have this one, it may be a no. Okay? At the same time, it may have this one as a no. It may have that one as a what? As a yes. So it will depend. So you will discover that there will be some problems that will begin with a no. Then there will be some problems that will begin with a yes. So beginning it's from here then to there. You cannot start from here then to there. It's here, then you proceed there. So if it begins with a no, then there automatically it will be a no. If the problem begins with a yes, then there it will be a what? A yes. So those are the things that we need to take note of. Okay. So now, let's suppose we are solving a problem concerning finding.
Professor, hello.
Let's say a problem has begun with a yes, then we have a no. So, in a decision box, you will have instructions there. There are two words that they can put there. They can put is. Okay? So let me try to draw two decision boxes so that you really understand. Yes. Is, you may have if. There are two words there. Then you may have the instructions. It can be radius, it can be height, it can be anything. They will tell you. So they will say is, let's say radius less than 0, or they can be any number, or they can use if height is that is greater than 0. They can say less than let's say 2. They can put any, since they're talking about instructions. Okay, so is radius greater than 0? Yes. If we are saying yes, then there will be instructions that will follow. Okay, so if this is a flow chart, this is a flow chart. Remember, flow chart deals with the flow of symbols. Then we are writing a pseudocode. Okay, so if this is the flow chart, I have flow chart. So if this is a flow chart, then I want to write a pseudo code out of this. So I'm turning these instructions into a pseudo. The flow of weights. So is changes to if. So from the decision box, is, we are saying from the decision box, is changes to if. From this decision box, is changes to if. From this decision box, yes changes to then. From this decision box, no changes to else. Those are the things that you need to take note under decision box. If you have a pseudocode, from a pseudocode, is changes to if. Yes changes to then. No changes to else. What am I saying? When you have pseudocode, yeah, so I was saying from this decision box, is changes to if. Yes changes to then. No changes to else. So if you are turning from here to this, if changes to is, then changes to yes, else changes to no. So you've seen, if I have this, so is will change to if. If I'm removing from the pseudocode I'm taking to the flowchart. Is will change to if. Yes, then will change to yes. Else will change to no. So that's all. And or topic. Now I'll wrap this so that we do some 2 questions on the computers. One changing from pseudocode to flowchart. The other one changing from flowchart to pseudocode. Then that's it. So allow me to wrap. So this is a good example of a question now. So we have an exam question from the 2016 specimen. They were saying start the flowchart. So this is an example of a flowchart. I have the symbol for start. I have the symbol for enter. I have the symbol for enter again. I have the symbol for decision box, which has a yes and a no. I have the display there, print, no real solutions. I have for enter again. I have for print x1, x2. Then just that I don't have space, but there is a symbol for stop. So palas paka, parika symbol ka stop. Since there's one being a start. So parika symbol ka stop, palas under this one. Okay? So if you have this paper 2016 specimen, look for 2016 specimen, which is showing the new syllabus. So they want us to write a pseudocode. So the question says, write a pseudocode corresponding to the flowchart. They want us to write a pseudocode. So I'll try by all means to squeeze the other side so that you follow nicely how they want it to be. Okay. So let me wrap all this. So they are saying write a pseudocode corresponding to the flowchart. So we'll begin as usual. That is a symbol for start. Others will say begin. It's okay. It's up to you. So I'll just say that is the representation of start. So it would be much better if I write at the far end here, start. Since I'm showing the instructions, then I'll be going inside. It's more like a paragraph. Then they are saying enter A, B, C. So those are variables. So I'll say enter A, B, C. So that those are instructions on how this problem can be solved. Start, I write start. Enter A, B, C. I'm just writing in form of words, not normal symbols. Here now they want me to enter the formula where these variables will be involved. So I will say again enter. The formula now, enter the formula D equals to B star. So that is a star representing multiplication. B star B minus 4 star A to the power star. So that is more like a power. We don't know the power that is there. Now this is the decision box. Remember what we talked about? From the decision box, is changes to if. So we will say if D. We don't know what D is. So if D is less than 0, so we are saying if D is, so we can write this side, if D is less than 0. Others will use symbols, it's fine. The same one. So what has begun is yes. But remember we said from the decision box, yes changes to then. So we are saying is changes to if D I've forgotten less. If D is less, if D is So if G is less than